Hello, or welcome back. Follow-up Fridays. We have missed a week, and there's a real reason why. Basically, August happened, summer happened. Last time when I left you, I had my face not the usual way that it was, and I had just spent the week doing my first initial concept research for the new project, and it was a good start. We were feeling hopeful, and we were feeling that things are looking up, and they were. The following Monday after that, I met up with the client again and with the contractor again. We had a good meeting on site, and afterwards I shared my kind of initial research and initial thoughts with the contractor. But after that, the following week was a bit of an emotional roller coaster because okay, let's start with the fact that I learned a big lesson, and I thought I had learned this lesson, and I thought I had my ducks in a row already, but apparently I didn't. Once again, kind of my kind heart and my sort of easygoing nature bit me again. I don't know if you can say it that way, but basically the whole first initial payment was not going ahead as planned, and that really interrupted a lot of plans for that week. It was my husband's big birthday. I made loads of plans, relied on that invoice to come in, which did not come in on time. So that whole week was just a bit meh, and I had my daughter for a couple of days, which also just kind of interrupted things, and it was fine. It was all right. Like, eventually the payment did come in and everything was fine, but again, I need to remind myself to be even more straight up and really stick to doing things officially right from the beginning. Especially when it comes to first time kind of collaboration. And I think this time I did not get paid on time. It was because I just didn't fully ask the proper questions, like, when is this scheduled for? Is this okay? Is this not? I was expecting a full payment. I ended up getting half of the payment, and after clarifying things, it turns out that that's how they usually do business, and we haven't even had that conversation. So that's a lesson learned. Absolutely, just stick to discussing things straight away, especially when it comes to design fee payments. But anyways, so that was kind of like up and down, and I didn't really get much done design wise because I did not want to move any further that I had already done until I got paid, and then childcare just came in and whatnot. And then this week, it is Sunday today, by the way, so this week for most of the week we were away camping. Like I said, summer happened and we needed a break because it had been a very, very emotional couple of months since the last time we went to Turkey, and it's the last month, it's the last opportunity before our daughter goes off to big school, which means that we are going to be very much tied to school holidays, so we kind of have to use every opportunity we have. So we went on a 4-day camping trip, which was absolutely brilliant. We were right next to the lake, on the water every day, fire, fire in the evenings, marshmallows, and all that sort of stuff. I've been bitten all over, but that's a detail that you don't need to know. But all in all, it was amazing, but it also meant that I was out of office for 4 days. And then as I came back on the Friday, which is a couple of days ago, it was a client meeting. It was the concept design meeting. So actually I came back on Thursday and I worked for most of the afternoon to finish the concept design presentation, to put everything together and add more detail, add more description, and just make it make sense, because it wasn't at a stage of presenting. So that was Thursday afternoon, and then on Friday we had the meeting with the client, and it could have not gone any better. It was an absolute 110% success, and I'm so thrilled, and it's so good from so many reasons. Obviously, successful client meetings is great in general. You want that. But it's just, I can't explain how much of a boost it is to my self-esteem. That every single slide we were going through, it was just a big yes. Everything, they loved everything, and we had such good conversations, more information, more details, more stories coming through, and it's such a great project to be working on, because there's just story on every single corner, because it is a family business that's been passed on for generations, and yeah, I love it. I love it at every single turn about everything of this project. Sorry, I'm being a bit scatty, but it's just brain is clearly in summer mode still. But yeah, we had a great presentation. Loved the style, loved the design. I threw in a bit of an interesting kind of, not weirder, but like unexpected idea. We have this sort of private dining space. I'm sorry, I need a coffee. So we have this dining space, and it kind of dawned on me. I thought, well, we've got this Italian theme going on, and why wouldn't we just do something a bit different? And I instantly thought, what about like this whole garden scene, like an Italian garden? You get together with your family, with your friends, you all sit down next to a big large table, and you all share a meal and conversations, and it feels like there's festoon lighting, there's greenery and all that. And why not explore something like that? It would be definitely something so contrasting to the site that this space will be on, and it's definitely Instagrammable. People will talk about it, and so I threw that in. And even though at first the client was not quite sure, 100% bought in, as I was talking through it, as I was presenting it, she was like, I can see this now. Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea, and that could work, and this and this and that. And she even loved that in the end. It was perfect. It was great. I had loads of floor plan options, which I don't usually do. Well, loads in a way that I wanted to make sure that every variation I had thought about. So we had 2 main floor plans for the retail space, and then I had 2 options for the dining space, which in the end it just turned into like a 1 main option, because there's no way we can do anything else. Let's just stick to a simple design for this dining space. And then we figure out that we're going to combine both front of house retail options, which I have been working on today. I made sure that everything is put together and I sent it off to the contractor, he can start sort of pricing things, put in the big budget together, because we need to really deliver the news that this is going to be quite an expensive venture. And yeah, those conversations are going to be happening next week. I'm not involved in that conversation since I'm not like the direct, I'm not direct with the client. I'm sort of one step back, so the contractor is dealing with that conversation. In a way, I'm happy that I'm not involved in that. I don't enjoy those conversations, although I know I have them, but I do not enjoy them. So yeah, it was a great presentation. Very well received, and it left me just feeling like kind of badass. I'm just like, I know what I'm doing. I know I'm good. I know that I'm worth it. I don't want to say it that way, but when you feel like after having so many failed projects or refusals or nothing going ahead, nothing going through, and you start to feel like, well, am I really good enough? Should I be charging a lot less or whatnot? And after Friday's meeting, I was like, no, this is the value that I bring to the table. This is the knowledge, the care, the creativity, the everything that I bring, and I get it right from the first time, from the get-go. We don't have any kind of misunderstandings, and I do it 110%, like I'm bang on type of thing, and that's what people pay for, So yeah, I left very, very happy, very pleased. I had a little victory dance in my head to myself, and yeah, and ever since, really, it has felt like the whole last 2 weeks, even though we had a bit of a back and forth and a bit of misunderstanding about the payments, I've just felt so normal again. And I've not felt like that in a long time. Mostly because I know that there is some sort of a stability ahead for the next sort of 2 to 3 months. I'd say 2 months probably. And I know that I have work, I have income, and it's a great project. It's an amazing client, and it's going to be an absolute showstopper. And life just feels normal. It feels good, and I'm very, very grateful for that. Gosh, I realise how low I'm sitting. But yeah, that's how it's been, and I feel like I've been in a survival mode for such a long time. I don't know, for 2 years. It's just been constant little bits and bobs here and there, but nothing really like proper coming through. And now finally we are somewhere. We are doing something. I was just saying to my husband, like, this is all I need. This is all I really want. I don't want any big award-winning studio project, whatever. I just want to be able to do what I love, to get paid properly, and just to live my life. And not having to show up for anyone else but my client. That's all I want. Such an easy thing, but it's taken a while to get there, and obviously nothing's permanent. Things will change, and I can only hope that the next 6-12 months will feel like this as well. Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll see what's going to come up in the next few months. It's been summer months have been just very dry on networking and sort of new lead generation, because everyone's off. Everyone's got their own thing going on. No one's really thinking about starting new ventures. Summers are always like that. You either have something already that you're working on, or you just got nothing. So actually this project landing is very unnatural for an August month. But hey ho, here we are. Miracles happen. So yeah, what am I doing today? So today's Sunday. Because I've been out of office for most of the week, and next week I do actually have a networking event, one of the first ones, I'm guessing, to start the season again. Because I don't want to miss any days. I'm working today. I'm building up the shell of the space. I would move you around, but that means I need to replace again. So, sorry. I might pop it on the screen now. Maybe not. But I'm just building up the shell of the space so that next week I can sit down and fully just concentrate on actually building the design. I know the design concept, the intent, the look and feel. We've got a layout, we've got the flow, really happy with all of that. But I don't actually know what it's all going to look like together. So that's why I really, really love working on 3D, because that's where everything comes out. I can't design without SketchUp and without building a model. So that's going to be all next week. And today I'm just setting up the shell. My daughter is away with grandparents, and I just said, can I please have a moment on a Sunday to set myself up? Because yeah, we're moving fast. We're aiming to be on site from end of September, which means that from today, from this moment till end of September, the design needs to be detailed, priced, and orders have to be placed for everything. So we don't have much time. So that's why we are using Sunday to set things up. So yeah, that has been the last 2 weeks. I've been thinking about, obviously, YouTube content, like actual proper sit down videos, and I just don't know when I'm gonna have time for it. And a part of me is a bit annoyed with that, because I kind of liked this new thing that I was able to put one video a week, one proper video, sit down video, and one sort of catch up like this. I was loving that little rhythm for how long it lasted, a couple of weeks. So I'm a bit annoyed that I could not keep up with it, but you know what, it is what it is, and unfortunately I can't do it all. I wish I could, but I can't. So yeah, anyway, that was my 2 weeks. Summer is summering, so I know that we've had some conversations in the comments and saying that that it's nice to see that, you know, it's normal to be self-employed and having to balance like this family time and when kids are off school and off nursery and whatnot. So the schedule is hard. It is hard to balance everything, and it's hard to find the right, I don't know, schedule for all of it. And I don't think there is a right schedule. It's just as long as you do as long as you do your best, as long as you deliver your work on time, it doesn't matter whether you are working on a Sunday, whether you work coming home from a 4-day camping trip and you work all the way till midnight for a meeting the next day, or you have a wobbly week where you don't kind of do anything at all. I'm trying to learn to accept that is okay. I don't know. I'm learning to, I think that's what I want. That's what I want to feel like in my business. I want to be able to accept the fact that it's different. Busyness goes up and down, and business goes up and down as well. Yeah. So that's that. It's good. It's good. We're good. We're in a good space. And like I said, the next couple of months, I feel like I'm going to be, I feel like I finally have a little respite. This is like, just enjoy a normal life. And I'm blonde again. Woohoo! I went to the hairdressers. That was such a beautiful treat. I hadn't been since October last year. So, yay for the blonde to be back. Okay, how's your week? How's your 2 weeks? How's your summer been? Has it been a bit tricky to manage everything as well? Let me know in the comments. Always love to have conversations with you guys, so drop it in below. Alright, I'll see you next week. I should have a finished 3D model, and then I'll definitely going to show you. I'm definitely going to show it to you. I'm going to think this through, how I can move you around and show you the model. But for now, I will let you guess. Anyways, guys, right. That was Follow Up Friday. See you next week. Bye.